Rose Foundation runs program Rose, which has 3 components to it, which is self-sampling, HPV testing, and the use of digital technology to follow up those who require linkage of care to the hospital. The vision of Rose Foundation is to align itself with a global vision of cervical cancer elimination. So in partnership with all our collaborators and working side by side with the Ministry of Health of Malaysia, what we want to do is to reach the target of the elimination goal in our country. So the mission of Rose Foundation is really to reach the women who don't generally come out for their cervical screening. We are here to reach the underserved and underscreened population, but more than that, we want to make sure the right type of screening methods are made available for most women. Pilot Rose started really as a research and demonstration project. The need of the project arose because I noticed that many women were not getting screened early. So the question we asked was this: why weren't women having regular cervical screening tests? So Pilot Project Rose is really a story about people coming together to collaborate and to design a solution for these women. With the success of Pilot Project Rose, we then turned it into a program to make sure that more women can benefit from this. So in Malaysia, we are transitioning to self-sampling and HPV testing as part of our national screening program. So Program Rose is an example of how non-governmental organizations can complement the efforts made by the Ministry of Health together for the elimination of cervical cancer in this country. For Rose Foundation, the program is very important to us. We ensure that every single woman receives personalized care. For every woman that we screen, we ensure that we look after them right to the end of their screening process. This means that if they receive an abnormal test result, they have a phone number to call to, and we will help organize an appointment for them in a hospital should they need to be seen by a gynecologist or a specialist. We understand that women are frightened, and we do our best to ensure that the level of worry and anxiety is reduced. Rose serves to empower the women to look after themselves. In all our programs, in all our outreach projects, we educate women the importance of their health. We screened 5,000 women using this new solution, and we found that there was an overwhelming success. The results were very encouraging. That's how Rose Foundation was set up. And with this foundation, we went to many more different states. We managed to screen 13,000 women and engage with more than 30 healthcare professionals to treat these women when they had an abnormal screening test. So Rose Foundation really is a success story because of the many collaborators that we have. Rose Foundation also runs its own laboratory to provide accurate and evidence-based HPV testing. In the last year, Rose Foundation initiated a very exciting program with the sponsorship of Etica to reach out to frontliners within this country. So we had screening programs involving the police, the army officers, and the healthcare professionals. And that was very rewarding in the sense that we screened so many women despite the fact that they were at the front lines. Cervical cancer is the 3rd most common cancer in Malaysia, with 2/3 of them presenting at a late stage. It is the 2nd most common female cancer among those who are 15 to age 44. As Malaysia transitions from pap smears, which involves the uncomfortable pelvic examination, to HPV testing, this allows women to perform their own self-sampling.
I'm Nantini, I'm 33 years old and I'm a cervical cancer survivor. The reason why I never do pap smear is because it's very painful. But what I will advise all the women out there is, now we already have a new technology which is HPV testing. No woman should go through what I have gone through. Please do screening. We can prevent the cervical cancer.
Cara ROS ini merupakan prosedur yang cepat, mudah, boleh dilakukan dengan sendiri, tidak menyakitkan dan sangat efektif.
My name is Dr. Subhatra Jayaraj and I run a primary care women-friendly clinic in Petaling Jaya. We have collaborated with PPUM and Program ROSE to implement HPV DNA testing for our clients. It's very well accepted by my patients. They find the self-sampling very much convenient and very comfortable. And from a doctor's point of view as well, it is very good because clinically it's more effective than the conventional pap smears. And we hope that with this we can improve screening and hence detect a higher rate of early detection for cervical cancer.
The evolution of Pilot ROSE to Program ROSE and the establishment of ROSE Foundation is a success story of an all-society approach to ensure that the tools that enable the elimination of cervical cancer can reach the underserved and the unscreened population.
I'm confident that with multi-sectoral involvement of the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Women and Community Development together with academia, with us at the University of Malaya, the private sector and the community at large, we will be able to reach our goal of eliminating cervical cancer from women in Malaysia.